Shalom. Shalom, Yasharallah. First and foremost, I'm going to start by giving all praises, honors, and glories to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Chakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching 100% truth. Wa Barakathum to the 144,000, as well as the rest of the elect. May peace and blessings be unto your households. All right, and it's your brother Gadal from Great Millstone Dallas Branch. And in this quick lesson, we're just going to get into basically, being diligent. All right, what does that even mean? All right, being diligent. And, I was kind of just looking at it. I was like, oh, okay. Being diligent, man, hey, that's a good trait to have. All right, being diligent in whatever you're doing. All right, that's a very good trait to have. Diligent, discipline. All right, I won't say they go hand in hand, but they're close. Discipline probably better, but being diligent is like a good add-on. But we finna go ahead and get to the work. I got the Etamon online, and then I got the Google version too. But we're gonna do the Etamon online first. All right, this is the word diligent. All right, it says constant in effort to accomplish what is undertaken. All right, so being constant. In other words, being really consistent. Being consistent and applying that effort. Well, that's really you applying effort. You being consistent, constant in effort to accomplish what is undertaken. And it says, what it says, attentive, assiduous. I don't know how to say that, but I'm finna. Actually, let me see what that says. I think I looked at it. Let me look. It said it's showing great care, attention, and effort. All right, of whatever you're doing, meaning. But that's it for the Etamon. It didn't really say too much, but it did, but it didn't at the same time. But I'd like the Google. Me personally, I like the Google definition better. All right, it says having or showing care and consensuousness in one's work or duty. All right, in other words, doing whatever you do, and you're doing it well. All right, you being diligent in that, man. You constantly doing it. All right, and you're doing it well. That's what consensuousness goes into. All right. Well, matter of fact, let me just go ahead and look at it right here. It says the quality of wishing to do one's work or duty well and thoroughly. All right, so that's pretty much what it goes into. So being consensuousness. I'm probably most likely just gonna put this on the screen because Jay can't pronounce words for nothing. All right, being consensuousness meaning you actually, you got the saying, take pride in your work. All right, it's like basically like that. All right, you actually like when you do the work, you actually make sure you're doing it well. For example, this work. That's why let me get some scriptures that go into that. Let's go ahead and get this. 1 Peter chapter 1 and verse 10. 2 Peter, so like it. 2 Peter chapter 1 and verse 10 says, wherefore the rather brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. For if ye do these things, ye shall never fall. All right, so you're supposed to be giving diligence. All right, being diligent in this word. Not only giving constant effort in his word, but make sure you're doing it well as well. Right? You're constantly, doing the work. Right? You being constant in it, and you actually have care when you're doing it. All right? Because you have to, especially when it comes to being in the ministry. If you're, you're a teacher, you have to have care for the Lord's sheep in order for you to do this correctly. All right? Because someone that doesn't care, all right, yeah, they could be diligent. Well, really, they really wouldn't be. Well, yeah, they could be diligent to some degree, but not fully diligent, right? Because if you're fully diligent, not only you're being constant in effort, you're doing it with care as well, right? For example, like these other camps, IUIC, ISUPK, GLCC, stuff like that. They're diligent to some degree. Meaning they're in constant efforts in pushing their false doctrine, but that's what they lack. They lack the part of doing it with care. Right? That's why I say partially, right? Not fully. But as for us, as GMS, man, you being diligent, not only you're in constant effort, right? You're always, you always making sure you giving the Lord his time. All right, you always making sure, you sending up them prayers. Always making sure you making your lessons or getting your reading done for the day. Because, brothers have routines. And if you don't, highly advise you get a routine. Helps a ton. Just throw this just a side note. But yeah, man, being like consistent, right? And you constantly giving that effort towards the Lord, some brothers is making lessons. Some brothers is other things, whether it's reading, or, you got brothers that's good with the herbs. They're diligent in that, constant in effort in that, trying to make sure they know what herbs a brother need, right? Good at diagnosing the situation. Oh, brother, you just got inflammation. All right, this kind of stuff right here will help with inflammation. These herbs will, you got brothers like that. They're diligent within that. All right, showing constant effort and care. All right, and doing not only because constant effort and care. In other words, man, they're good at what they do. That's part of being diligent. All right, you being diligent, meaning you're giving the effort. You're always giving the effort. All right, you might not be perfect, of course. You're not gonna be perfect. Actually, my bad. Not even might. You're not gonna be perfect, but you're always trying, and you're always trying to do better, just so you can do it to the best of your ability. For example, making lessons. I'll just say that real quick. Making lessons. You might not be, when you first start off making a lesson, you might do a little 5-10 minute video. 2 minutes. It's really as long as it's edifying. Doesn't matter how long it is, But you trying to make a lesson, it's like, kind of, it's a little harder for you to do. It might take you more time to do, etc. But as you grow with this truth, if you can continue to remain diligent, meaning you continue to, keep making lessons, right? Guess what? You're going to get better at it and better and better. All right. And it's going to flow more smoothly. You're going to feel 10 times better, and you're going to notice that increase. Me personally, I definitely noticed the increase. I started from, it's all the Spirit of the Lord, of course. Yahweh Shem Shah Thwada. But I started from not being able to make, because, I was an offshoot camp before I was in GMS. I think I was the last person within the offshoot camp I think I was, if I'm not mistaken, or it took me the longest to, as far as I remember, I took one of the longest to start making lessons. It was like the hardest for me to do at first. I remember I made my first lesson, and it was going into faith. All right, I don't think it's not. Yeah, it's not on this channel. It was on my first channel, but yeah, my first lesson I made was going into faith. And compared to the lessons I make now and the consistency I'm able to do it now, it required me being diligent to get to that point. Meaning, in constant effort, I had to keep making lessons to get better. All right, that's like anything you do. All right, that's the best thing about this truth. Slack you for kind of rambling, but the best thing about this truth, you can use this for the world, like in the world as well. All right, you being diligent, you making a constant effort to, get better at something, and you're doing it with care. So it's like you really like trying type deal. Like, you can use that in the world. Like, if you're diligent in, I'm just saying, you plan on losing 20 pounds. If you're actually diligent in that, meaning you actually working out, you actually trying to make sure your nutrition is right, and of course it starts off small. You might not, when you work out, you might not work out as long, hell, you might start off just doing it at home, before you go to the gym. Then before you know it, you get into the nutrition fact. Then before you know it, you learning about recovery, and you start learning more. It's like, the longer you do it, the longer you continue to remain diligent, giving that constant effort in whatever you're doing, you're going to by default get better at it. And that's why scripture says, if you give diligence to make your call and election sure. So you have to continue to give that constant effort of, trying to obtain salvation. In other words, that Proverbs chapter 4, man, the just shining more and more. Why they're shining more and more? Because they're being diligent, right? They giving a constant effort to try to do better, right? And that's what you have to do, right? A constant effort is something, right? And like I said, you're not going to be perfect, For example, I say, I personally haven't dealt with this, but I know brothers that have. I'm just go based off of their stories. Smoking, for example, the smoking demon. Some brothers, it took longer to get off of that than others. Some of them took months, some of them took years to get off of it. But guess what? If none of them remained diligent, making the effort to get off of it, they would have never got off of it. You have to remain diligent. That's why I said it low key. Like, it kind of goes with discipline just a little bit, but I think discipline is better. It's better because you're doing it in spite of how you feel. You being diligent, you're doing it just constantly and trying to keep getting better at it. And you're doing it to the best of your ability. You're not just half-assing it. You're doing it to the best of your ability, which is very, it's really good. All right. So if you're being diligent and true, ain't nothing gonna happen but growth. Yes, you're going to have your low moments. Yes, you're going to fall. Yes, you're going to mess up at times. But if you continue to keep trying to put your best foot forward, you don't think the Lord going to increase you? We're not perfect. There's things I could get more diligent in. I could read more. I could study more. Stuff like that. If the Lord put a spirit on me, I can even make even more lessons. There's things that you could be more diligent in, but if you're gonna be diligent in anything, be diligent in the work of the Lord. That's first. Before you try to be diligent in anything else, do it for the work of the Lord first. But then you can translate that to the world. I'm gonna get is that what I wanted? You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get it. All right, this is Galatians chapter 6 and verse 9. You know what? You know what? Yeah, I'm just get straight to the point. Galatians chapter 6 verse 9. It says, "And let us not be weary in well doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not." All right, remain diligent in the work of the Lord. All right, remain diligent in the work of the Lord, man. All right, give that constant effort. Always putting your best foot forward to the best of your ability. And with that, the Lord's going to increase you because he see you trying. All right, the Lord's not going to keep you at the same point if he knows that you're trying. All right, he's going to increase you. Whether it's certain demons you battling, whether it's, you just trying to, get more wisdom and knowledge and understanding. If the Lord see you putting in the time, making that effort to get better at it, you're going to get better at it. Oh yeah, it's like it. Don't forget to pray, because that's the first thing you have to do, right? Scriptures go to, Apollos watereth, but the Lord. Matter of fact, I'll just get it. I'm just go ahead and get it. I just got a little bit more time on my hand. Apollos. I hope this making sense, by the way. Here it goes. 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 6. It says, "I have planted, Apollos watereth, but Yahweh Bashem Shai gave the increase. So then neither is it he that planteth anything, neither he that watereth, but Yahweh Bashem Shai that giveth the increase." All right. So first and foremost, you have to start with prayer, and then you follow it with action. All right. Don't just pray and be like, "Lord, I want to lose weight," and you don't do nothing. All right, you pray, "Lord, I want to lose weight," and You actually start working out. Start being diligent and working out. And as you continue to work out, you're gonna start seeing changes. All right, you're gonna start feeling better. You're gonna feel like, okay, I could do more. I remember when I couldn't do this at first. Being diligent, giving a constant effort. So you have to be consistent in it. All right, you have to continue to do it. Right? Just like anything, man, you have to continue. If you want to get better at something, you have to continually do it. Right? And with you being diligent, not only you continue doing it, you're doing it and putting your best foot forward. And you're doing it to the best of your ability, aka, well. Because like I said, man, for just simply from my experience, man, I came from like not being hardly able to make videos at all, barely doing a video a week, to actually able to make videos every day consistently. All right. And it all came with, through the power spirit, how about Shem Shah, but being diligent, diligent, discipline, patience. All these things work together for you, like for better, right? You remain diligent, right? Meaning you being constant, right? You being constant in effort. You continually putting your best foot forward. You're trying ultimately. And discipline, all right? You're doing it no matter how you feel, all right? You're going to have your low days. There's going to be times when you're tired. When I was tired and I made lessons, it's times where I just simply don't feel like doing a lesson. But I prayed to the Lord and I did one, but there's time. And then, being patient with it as well. Being patient with it, right? Knowing that, it's a saying in the world, man, good things take time, right? I didn't get to this point overnight. I got to this point through years of doing this. Keyword, years, man. Like I said, I came from barely able to make a video 1 week by myself, meaning like not with the brothers, just by myself. I was barely able to do that 1 week, maybe less than that. Maybe within like one every 2 weeks. Nah, it wasn't that long. let me not exaggerate it, but I'm just say one every week. To now, I'm able to do it every day, consistently through the power of Spirit Yahweh Shem Shah, and that's because through the power of Yahweh Shem Shah, send a prayer for me to be able to be more diligent, be more fervent, right? Through that, it got me to the point to where I'm at today. Diligent, discipline, patience, and above all, faith in Yahweh Shem Shah, because he's the one that increased to me in the first place. All right? So, yeah, man, matter of fact, I'm gonna go into it just a little bit more, man. Because I got some other scriptures. Dang it, did I delete my wrong scripture? No, I didn't. All right, this is Proverbs chapter 10 and verse 4. Because diligent, matter of fact, diligent, because one of the similar words of diligent was hard working. All right, and we know, or you should know, that the Lord, man, he loves hard workers. And this truth, the truth, man, it requires you to be a hard worker. It requires you to be that way. All right, in whatever lot the Lord gave you all right, it requires hard working. You have to be hard working. All right. Matter of fact, I'm looking at it right now. It says hard working of a person tending to work with energy and commitment. Diligent. That's funny because they threw the word diligent in there. So you have to be hard working. Right? Diligent, having or showing care and conscientiousness in one's work or duties. Meaning you care about not only you give that effort and you show care when you do it. All right, so that's mean you're putting your best foot forward, man. You're doing whatever you're doing to the best of your ability. That's why brothers always talk about doing it to the best of your ability. All right, keeping the laws and statutes and commandments to the best of your ability, man. You remain diligent in that. Guess what? It gets easier. All right. I remember it was a point in time when it was hard for me not to get fades, when it was hard for me to stop eating pork. Now I don't give it a second thought. Because what? Remaining diligent. hard working in that area, giving that constant effort in that area. All right. But let me go back to the scripture. This is Proverbs chapter 10, verse 4, and it says, he becometh poor that dealeth with the slack hand, all right, being lazy. But the hand of the diligent maketh rich. All right. So there's nothing bad that comes from you being diligent, aka hardworking, aka, well, I ain't gonna say discipline, but well, yeah, to a degree, yeah, discipline actually, yeah. There's nothing bad that comes from that, whether it's in the truth or it's in this world, in the world. All right. If you're diligent at your job, you're giving that confident effort to put your best foot forward. You don't think you're gonna be one of the best people at the job? Like, come on, because we all know what happens when you don't be diligent. In other words, you be lazy, giving that slack hand, not trying really. You know what comes from that? Nothing. If anything, it gets worse. Before you know it, depression comes. Anxiety on a high level. Oh man, I want to get, everybody, don't get me wrong, every brother have their struggles. We in the flesh, right? We gonna have our struggles no matter what. But, you can always be more diligent in areas, me, I know I can be diligent in a lot of areas. I could be more diligent in, but, seeing the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, them were examples of men that are being diligent. All right. They are great examples. Above all, Yahushua, being diligent in this word. Because it first starts with being diligent, being hardworking, giving that constant effort to be a servant of Yahweh Shem Shah first, before you want to apply that to the world. All right. We ain't got this wisdom and knowledge and understanding just for the truth. You can use it for the world. When it comes to dealing with women, when it comes to dealing with coworkers, your job. I remember the elders, when I first joined GMS, man, that's one of the first things they taught us. All right, about like being able to apply it in the world. Like, yeah, we learn it in the truth, but it's not just for the truth. Like, you can use it for the world. The wisdom and knowledge we have for the world. All right. Being kind. You ain't gotta be an asshole all the time. All right, you ain't gotta be an asshole. You be kind to the brothers, and you see and brothers being kind to you, and you see the fruits of that. All right, hey, you can do the same thing in the world, being kind to others in the world, bro. There's nothing wrong with that. All right, you being kind to others in the world, before you know it, open some doors. Oh, now, like, even though you don't really mess with bro like that, he might give you rides home. He might be able to put you on something. Who knows? But you wouldn't know if you were just being an asshole all the time. I ain't saying you got to go and just talk to every Jake. Every brother's different. But that's just an example of applying something as simple as that, just being kind. Right? It's a beautiful thing. Like, that's something in the brother that we have, man. We really show that love towards each other, man. All right? Tough love. Man, it's a tough love, man. Rebukes. And as well as, kindness, bro. Just so much things that, you learn within being in the brotherhood, man. Just, the things you learn through the scripture apply to the world. It literally says it what? God damn. I think it's Sirach. I know it's in Sirach. Hang on, I learned it out Sirach 19:19. All right. It says, matter of fact, let me get it. This will be my last scriptures. I think it's Sirach 19:19. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, this will be my last scriptures, man. I should like it. Yep. It says, Sirach chapter 19 and verse 19. The knowledge of the commandments of the Lord is the doctrine of life. Doctrine of life goes into sayings, the teachings. And it says of life. So if the knowledge of the commandments, all right, is the doctrine of life, and is how you should live, then, bro, it's telling you right there, like, you're supposed to be applying this to the world. So the wisdom and knowledge that we get within this, apply it to your everyday life. But that ain't gonna lie, that's the hard part, applying it. Because, you might not know it. You don't know. You can know the scriptures, but you can easily not know how to apply them. It's one that teaches many, but is unprofitable to himself. Hey. But I'm gonna finish it out. It says, and they that do these things that please him shall receive the fruit of the tree of immortality. But the point was, hey, the knowledge of the commandments of the Lord is the doctrine of life, the sayings of teaching of life. But Salakia, I just had to let that be known. But hey, man, whatever you're doing, remain diligent in this work, bro. Remain diligent in your Yahweh Shem Shah. Continue to be hardworking. Continue to give that constant effort. All right, and watch you grow. Oh yeah. Like I said, pray first and foremost. Pray, and then follow that with action, man. And watch how much you grow. Hell, I mean, I told you my testimony. I'll say it one more time. Came from a brother that was barely able to make one video a week, to a brother that makes videos every day consistently, and on top of that, I gotten better at making them. Takes time, requires diligence, constant effort, and putting your best foot forward. But anyways, man, Lord willing, y'all shall I said y'all shalom. Lord willing, y'all was edified. I'm ended out by saying, call halal Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostle and elders of Great Millstone. Until next time I say, Shalom Yeshua.